The lighthouse keeper's secret. The lighthouse stood like a sentinel on the edge of the cliff, its paint long since worn by salt and time. Locals in the coastal town of Winthrop called it Widow's Light, and no one had lived in it for nearly 50 years. They said the last keeper, Thomas Gray, vanished without a trace during a storm that never made landfall. 17-year-old Lily James didn't believe in ghost stories. But when her estranged grandfather died and left her the keys to the lighthouse in his will, curiosity overruled skepticism. "Just leave it alone," her mother warned when Lily brought up visiting. "There's nothing up there but rot and bad memories." But Lily had questions. Why did her grandfather, whom she barely knew, leave her the lighthouse? Why was her mother so tight-lipped about the place? And who was Thomas Gray? So she went. The path to the lighthouse wound through overgrown weeds and clung to the cliffside like it had been etched by regret. The air smelled of brine and something faintly metallic. The wind sang low through the beams of the tower, a moan that shifted like a whispering voice. Inside, dust cloaked everything in shades of gray. The air was thick with stillness, like the place had been holding its breath. Furniture lay under white sheets like old ghosts frozen in mid-waltz. But the strangest thing was the journal, left on a wooden desk in the keeper's quarters, completely free of dust. Lily picked it up. July 7, 1975. I saw her again. Standing at the edge of the rocks. Same blue dress. Same long hair, whipping in the wind like seaweed. But she's not real. She can't be. They said she drowned in 52. The pages were filled with notes, sketches of the ocean, the lighthouse lens, and a recurring figure, a woman in a blue dress with no face. The more Lily read, the more unsettled she became. July 15, 1975. The light turns itself on now. Even when I'm not here. It spins and spins, though I've unhooked the mechanism. It's warning me, I think. Or warning someone. August 3, 1975. I dreamt of the sea swallowing the town. A wave like a mountain. And her voice in the dark, "You must keep the light on. You must." Lily closed the journal with a shiver. That night, she stayed in the keeper's quarters. Just once, she told herself. For the experience. Around midnight, the fog rolled in heavy, smothering the stars. She stared out through the window and saw it, the lighthouse lens turning. She hadn't touched the switch. Her flashlight barely cut through the mist as she climbed the winding stairs to the top of the tower. Her heart pounded. Each creak of the steps sounded like a question she couldn't answer. When she reached the top, the light was spinning slowly, casting its pale glow out to sea. Lily stepped toward the panel to shut it off, and froze. In the reflection of the glass lens, a figure stood behind her. Blue dress. Long hair. She turned. No one. The beam swung across the cliffs again, and there she was. A woman standing on the rocks below, right at the edge of the sea, watching. Lily scrambled down the stairs and out the door, her breath sharp in her throat. She ran to the cliffside. But by the time she got there, the figure was gone. Only the waves crashed below, indifferent and eternal. She didn't sleep. The next morning, she returned to the journal, thumbing toward the last few entries. The handwriting grew messy, panicked. August 17, 1975. The storm is coming. They say the sky's clear, but I can feel it. She's angry. I've failed her. Failed them. August 19, 1975. If the light goes out, it will come. The town. The people. I tried to warn them. God forgive me. The sea doesn't forget. That was the last entry. Lily sat back, heart pounding. Something wasn't right about this place. Not just ghosts. It was alive, or at least aware. She started making trips to the local library, digging into archives, newspaper clippings, and town records. She found an article from 1952. Local girl drowns after lighthouse keeper fails to spot capsized boat. Her name was Margaret Thorne. 24. Fisherman's daughter. The boat sank during an unexpected squall. The keeper on duty? Thomas Gray. But there were no records of him after 1975. No death certificate. No missing person report. Just, nothing. Lily drove to the edge of town, to a nursing home where a few of the oldest residents still lived. She asked about Thomas Gray. Most shook their heads. But one man, Harold Wicks, leaned in close when he heard the name. He never left, the man whispered. Not really. What do you mean? He made a deal, Wicks said. To keep the light burning. To keep the town safe. After her death, he said the sea had taken a part of him. Said it spoke to him in dreams. Demanded penance. Said if the light ever failed again, Winthrop would drown. Lily left with a cold knot in her chest. She returned to the lighthouse every night after that. Kept the lamp cleaned, the gears oiled, the mechanism working. It became routine, almost comforting. Until one night, a violent storm rolled in from nowhere. The light went out. Lily scrambled to the top of the tower, rain hammering the glass. The mechanism had seized, rusted solid, like it had aged 50 years overnight. She tried the backup crank. It snapped in her hands. And then she saw it. A wall of black water on the horizon, rising higher than the cliffs. A tsunami. No warning. No time. Lightning lit the sky, and the woman in the blue dress stood at the top of the stairs, soaking wet, her eyes like storm clouds. You let it die, she said, voice like crashing surf. The light was the promise. You broke it. I didn't mean to, Lily began, backing away. Then take his place. The tower groaned. The floor shuddered beneath her. Water slammed against the rocks. But the light, dead seconds ago, flared to life again. When Lily opened her eyes, she was alone. The sea was calm. The storm, gone. But she never left the lighthouse again. To this day, the locals say the light has never gone out. Even during blackouts, even when power's lost for miles, Widow's light shines. And if you walk the cliffs at midnight, you might see a girl in the top of the tower, hand on the crank, face turned to the sea. Waiting. Watching. Keeping the promise.